Okay, we're live.
I'm not live yet. I'm almost live. Now I'm live. Got a little darker, it seems. Oh, no, it's not too bad.
Okay.
It's not too far back. It's not bad
No,
at all.
it's okay. We need better lighting, but
I don't
that's
think-
okay.
Let me move my
Let me move mine.
computer a little bit here.
I'll move me over here.
All right.
Hello.
I think we're fine.
Welcome to this week's
What is
episode
happening? Oh,
of
he's under the
Hollywood
table.
Matrimony Live. There's a dog under the table. I think we look crooked on my side, but
I think it might be just your face.
it is. It's like, but oh well. I mean, what are we gonna do? Our show's always messed up. Let me try to fix it.
Oh, Lord.
This is what you're supposed to tell me these things.
How am I supposed to know?
Because you should look at the camera and be like, "Hey, babe, that's crooked. Why
I have
don't
my
you fix
glasses
that?"
on.
Well, that's like a whole other issue. Where are your glasses?
They're on the table in the living room.
Well, that does a lot of good to you.
Well, didn't need them on earlier.
Okay, welcome. Sorry y'all had to see my big old head in the camera. Welcome to this week's episode
Before you have
of
to see her
Hollywood
head in any
Matrimony
camera.
Live. Make sure you check out our website, hollywoodmatrimony.com. Thank you so much for watching us exclusively on YouTube and Facebook.
How is it exclusive if you just name more than one place?
Because it's exclusive on either one of those
Is that
apparatus.
it?
Yeah, okay, thank you for watching us live on both
There you go.
YouTube
That's better.
and Facebook. I'm trying to fix my hair. My hair is like so long. Oh my God, look at her hair. It
It's
is
always
so long. You can also find us on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm trying to keep it pulled up. I need a haircut bad. And then I asked my loving husband, "Hey babe, would you cut my hair? I'll tell you what to do." Because all you have to do is do a section and then just cut it straight across and then do the next and keep cutting it straight. And this guy's like, "Nope. I cut your hair during COVID's.
It didn't go well.
Well, you wouldn't let me cut it too short, and so I was very scared and paranoid."
Which, thankfully, because it didn't go well.
Well, because you wouldn't let me do anything. I was trying to cut, and nothing
Because
was cutting.
because you don't have any skills at cutting hair.
I got skills.
Then cut your own hair.
I don't know how to do that.
Exactly, and neither
It's
do
so
I.
long.
So I shouldn't be doing it.
Oh well, thank you for
Oh,
watching.
that's in the camera, and I just realized what that was.
What's that? Oh, I can move that.
Can that be moved?
Yeah. Hold
You're
on.
not messing up your camera. Hold on, sorry. I was like, what is that? But
Okay.
technically, it's blending with the back of your computer monitor, so it's not really bothering anything.
Is
It's
that
going the
better?
wrong way.
Is that...
No, you're not leaving the camera at all. You're just moving it back and forth.
What if I moved your camera over?
Just leave it. It's not.
Is it bad?
Just leave it.
I'm gonna move you.
Don't touch my camera.
I did.
Don't move my camera. You're not fixing anything. You're just making us more offset.
No.
You're not fixing anything.
I'm moving it back.
Okay, but you're not doing anything. You're just making the screens do this. That's all that's happening. Just don't worry about it. We'll fix it later on.
Okay. There's nothing I can
Can
do.
that handle come off?
That I don't
The end of
know.
it unscrew?
Maybe. Hold on.
Try that.
Oh,
that tightens it up, doesn't it? Sorry. Never mind.
Well,
Don't worry about it. Just leave it. It's not blocking you because it technically goes behind your computer.
okay.
It just looks funny. People are
Well,
going to be
now
like,
people have to see my big head again. Sorry.
see what I'm saying? It's not blocking you. It's right here.
Oh, well, that's disturbed.
But
Oh, because that's not where that camera goes. And you
that's
did it
exactly
wrong.
where that camera was supposed to be going, my camera. That was the plan. It's your idea that's messed up. Let's just do the damn show.
Now it's crooked again.
We'll go fix it again. This is the whole show today, ladies and gentlemen. And we don't edit any of this stuff out.
Okay,
So
I have an idea.
I doubt that. So even with the plate,
Look, y'all, look at that stormtrooper right there.
wow.
Is that still in it?
I don't know. Nothing's happened on your side yet. You're still in my screen with the camera, though.
This is?
Yeah.
Just trying to see if there's another way to do it. There's not. I'm just going to move it back.
Your side just looks like somebody been drinking. And then you just made it worse than it was before.
There. Is that better?
You made it worse than it originally was.
Oh.
Do you know anything you're doing?
No, never.
Now it's out of the camera.
Hello, look at the stormtrooper.
I want to know, I wonder if anybody is watching this on your
No,
Facebook.
not.
If you want to see the more entertaining visual, watch Facebook because
Okay, is that better
that's fine.
on
Get
your
over here and sit
end?
down. Yes, come sit down and shut it.
Is my camera straight?
Just get over here.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
This is the most annoying episode. Come on.
We'll edit it out in post.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
I leave all this crap in there. I don't edit crap.
It's better. It's better.
It's the same thing, but that's fine.
People had to see my big head. Okay, so we're going to talk about some movies.
If anybody stayed.
You know what? I don't even care.
I don't even know anymore.
We do this because we love movies. Don't care about anything else. Obviously.
All right. Well, we saw 2 together.
Yes.
And I saw 2 by myself.
Okay.
I refuse to watch things.
Well, I'll start with one of yours, and then we'll go back and forth like this.
I'll do it. Hold on, I can't turn my head.
Okay, Batman.
Michael Keaton. I'll talk about this as a short one because I was hoping you'd watch this one with me, but you refused. But
I listened to a lot of it.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did. I could hear it.
You could not. How could you hear it?
The TV was loud, and I heard it.
The TV was not loud. I turned it down to where you watch it.
And then he was like feeling out of place because they were like, "Oh, thank gosh, you're not a dumb
And then I
kid."
went in there to ask you a question, and you were unconscious.
Okay, well, I heard a lot of the movie. It was cute, and it was heartfelt.
Anyway,
continue.
Okay.
Oh, you smell peanut butter. Oh, no wonder. I'm trying to open my candy.
All right, the first one I'm going to talk about, as I finish chewing my candies, they're movie candy, so it's required.
That's true. Mine's not really movie candy, but
it's a new Lego DC Shazam. Magic and Monsters. And if you've never seen these before, you know, it's a Lego movie.
They're cute.
DC's put out a ton of these.
Oh,
most of the time they're Justice League or whatever. Every so often they have they had a Flash one, I believe. I think there's a Batman one. I know there's the big screen Batman, but I'm talking about these straight to video ones. This one is Shazam centric.
Shazam.
It's focused on him, aka Captain Marvel, who's no longer Captain Marvel because when the movie came out,
another Captain Marvel.
Well, there was always 2 Captain Marvels, but when they made the new Captain Marvel movie, they decided DC actually retooled it. I think within the New 52, and actually made him named Shazam because his name is never Shazam. That's just what he said, but his name was Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Whole storyline. Anyway, so the latest Lego one is focusing on the Shazam character, and it brings in the Justice League. But it actually delves into his history and in becoming Shazam and all the different things, and it's funny. It's it's action packed. It's hilarious. Always the creative uses of the way they use the Lego blocks. It's got a ton of the Shazam characters, Mr. Mind, some of the alligator gangster guys, some different ones that they brought in using some mind control. What I did like too is in this time around. With their Justice League group, they have the normal Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, but the Green Lantern this time, instead of being the usual Hal Jordan, they brought in Jessica Cruz, so it gave a whole new version of the Green Lantern there. Jessica Cruz is a woman of color.
Okay. Is she?
She's Hispanic, I believe.
Latino?
Yes, I believe she is Latino. I don't know a lot about her because I don't read the comic, I just know of her. But it was cool to have a different version of that same character. Because there's so many different Green Lanterns. Hal Jordan being the most iconic. But you also got Kyle Rayner and you got Guy Gardner and so many different variations.
I don't know who these people are.
But okay. They're Green Lanterns, I just told you. But then you get Black Adam, obviously it's on the cover. You got Shazam and Black Adam here. But they play up a lot of the kid stuff with him meeting the Justice League and being, oh gosh, you know. But it's a fun little movie. If you haven't seen them, if you watch any of these, if you like them, check it out. It's available now on Blu-ray.
What I liked from what I heard was that when he showed up and the Justice League, oh, we're so great, come join the Justice League. And he's like, what, me? Because, he's a kid mentality sometimes. Yeah. And they're like, we're just so glad that you're like an adult and not one of those dumb kids we have to deal with. And he's like, huh?
He's like, yeah.
But then later on through the movie, he reveals some truths. And some of the other characters reveal to him his truths. And they're like, it was one of those things about building trust, about being who you are and trusting people to love you how you are. And if they don't, that's okay. You don't need them anyway.
And there's even a cool sequence where...
See, I paid attention.
She didn't. She just made that up. She heard like half of a scene and she just made it for the whole thing. There's even a cool sequence that involves Shazam and the Justice League, and let's just say a little bit of sharing of powers. That's what I'll say. It created a really fun new twist on the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
So check out Lego DC Shazam Magic and Monsters, available now on the Blu-ray and DVD.
Okay, cool. I'm going to post a review in the comments.
Oh, I can't turn my head.
Okay, Batman.
All right.
Somebody here has like a pulled muscle or something. Well, first of all, your shoulder's jacked up. You had surgery on it to repair some muscle tearage.
And tendons and...
Yeah, gross.
Gross.
And then, I don't know, did you do all the rehab and stuff you were supposed to do?
Yeah, I did like 6 months of physical therapy.
Okay. Well, then I think you tore something again.
I've tore it numerous times.
And then didn't go to the doctor. And so
No.
Did you?
I've tore it hundreds of times since then. And the last time I went to the doctor, which was a few years back,
Not cool.
they determined that I had arthritis in my collarbone now. And wanted to do surgery.
Oh, that's right. His collarbone's actually deformed. It's cool. One time when we went through a metal detector during our travels, they're like, we need to pat you down because it looked like there was something there.
Yeah, they thought I was hiding
and
something.
So they're like,
they like smacked me in the shoulder. I was like, and they're like, you have a bad shoulder? I said, yeah. Why didn't you tell us? I said, I didn't know that was something that needed to be told to the security at the airport. Hi, how you doing? I'm going to Florida. My shoulder's bad.
So anyways, right now he's got something all hurting him.
And his whole arm is jacked up. It's all down into my elbow. And
this is why we talk about him getting a Winter Soldier arm, in case you ever wondered now. All right, next movie.
What are you talking about?
All right, what's next on the list?
We got the Netflix one I saw. We got the digital screening we saw. And we have another Netflix one we saw.
We can go Netflix that we saw together.
That's an older one.
Yeah, finally we're getting caught up, you guys.
Yeah.
So we saw the little movie, The Wiloughbys. It's an animated feature. It's the one about all the cute little redheaded kids and their parents don't really take care of them.
I think if you go to the news page,
adventures.
I think there's at least an article there where you can share the trailer, the TV news right there.
Okay.
I believe there should be an article there, somewhere down there about the Wiloughbys. Just scroll down. What are you doing?
I'm going to search. I don't have time for that.
I don't think it'll search our site like that, will it?
Yeah. Well,
just scroll down. You're on the page already.
Okay. Stop. Talk about the movie. Don't listen to
you talk about the movie.
Don't look at what I'm doing.
I have to. You're distracting. Not even there.
See? It wasn't there.
There's an article there. It's just not tagged. Because I think I moved it down to do the new one. Anyway, you tell us about what you thought of the movie. All right.
Animated feature. These cool kids. First of all, I liked the design of the kids. They were super cute.
You're pride.
Yeah.
Because you don't like that kind of stuff.
What? What do you mean I don't like that kind of stuff?
You always get all weirded out when they have like a little weirder designs and.
No, but you know what I liked is that their hair is all yarn and like you can see it. I'm assuming it's not real. I'm assuming it's all animated. It's not stop motion or anything.
I think it's just animated, yeah.
Okay, but they got the intricacies of like every little strand of yarn, and it's actually very important to the whole movie. The yarn comes up a lot. Okay, I don't know why, but there's lots of yarns and knittings, but.
Well, the whole family is cool. The biggest thing about this whole family is that red hair.
Yes.
So the red mustaches and
Wiloughbys.
Gigantic hair and gigantic moustaches and
like this.
Yeah.
But I liked the movie. The design was interesting because I liked some of like the little pointy nose things. I liked it. I thought you'd be proud of me.
Well, no, I am. I'm just surprised because anytime they're not like normal looking people, you usually get weirded out or you don't like when they have a little. They
were normal looking, kinda. Anyways,
they did not stress you out because it's very chaotic.
It was a little stressful, wondering what was going to happen.
She gets easily stressed when there's like chaos, and I'm not talking about like action chaos, like
that's fine.
Life chaos, like Cat in the Hat, Grinch. Grinch maybe not, but Cat in the Hat, things like that.
Stressed me out.
When people are just doing stuff for no reason and destroying things or making messes, and that drives her crazy.
Stressed me out.
The original one?
Yeah. Anyways, there's so much destruction of property for no reason. This movie was kind of sad at the beginning. Like, their parents don't really care about them.
Like, literally.
Literally. He takes a little baby and he throws him in the hole and he's like, good day, sir. And I was like, okay.
He just sends him on his way. And then because they said the whole theme is they said that they had so much, or they gave each other, the parents gave each other so much love. They had no more love to give, but they kept churning out babies.
And she's like, I don't know why this keeps happening.
But they had so much love to give each other.
Hey. Anyway, so these children kind of grow up on their own, doing their own thing.
But they're not like abused, like beaten and stuff. They're just they just basically left to live on their own in this house.
Yeah.
With their parents, but their parents locked themselves away in a different room.
Yeah, they were doing their own thing.
But technically, the kids had it better than the parents.
Technically.
Outside of the not really feeding them and stuff, they had the run of the whole house.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
And it's like this big mansion.
But they send their parents on an adventure.
And they think they'll be better off without them.
Mm-hmm. But then things happen.
Then a nanny shows up.
The nanny is cool, by the way.
Big old head.
I loved it. That was, I think, my favorite part.
The nanny itself?
Was the nanny, yeah. So who was the nanny?
Yeah, so
Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
Love it.
So the nanny shows up, and then so now their whole thing is to get rid of the nanny.
Right.
It basically becomes Mrs. Doubtfire.
Right. But some of the kids like the nanny, and some of them don't. So it is like Mrs. Doubtfire.
There's some cliche stuff where you kind of get where it's going to go, and bad things happen because somebody made a bad decision, but then they had a change of heart, but then it's too late.
Yes, it's
which
typical.
then spawns a whole nother adventure.
I liked all the adventures, and I liked the creativity of like the adventure vehicle and all the stuff they did. And the movie, it's interesting because when you're just with the kids and the Willoughby family, the only real colors are red hair.
Yeah.
But once we get out into the world, like they find out there's a whole world of color.
The candy place.
Yeah, and it's interesting. These poor kids like had never seen TV or the internet or a phone, and they were literally isolated.
But they're all very smart. So each one,
because they read a lot.
Yeah, one of them is really good
at
one of them is really good at building things. The other one's good at analyzing things, and the two kids make weird things. And
well, because I had that entire ginormous library. So, by the way, please read a book.
What I did like most about the movie's a blast. It's fun. It is heartfelt. It's very chaotic. But I love that when they finally get to the end of their adventure, you do not get the stereotypical payoff. Because it kind of goes, you see it happen. You're like, oh. People are going to have a change of heart. They're going to reunite it. And then it goes a whole different direction in a way that is depressing.
Okay.
But it ends up being the best for everybody.
Yeah, it does. It's cool. And I think the other thing you learn throughout this is like when the nanny's there and they kind of start to bond here and there. I think the old feeling or the saying that family isn't necessarily blood or who you're born to or all that, which... Today's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day. But sometimes your father isn't the person who birthed you with their whatever.
My dad's not my real dad.
Your dad is your real dad. Y'all look exactly
alike. We do not look exactly the same.
Well, y'all look a little
similar.
Alike. You and the boy look alike.
No, we look similar. He looks like me.
Okay. You all look alike with their big old heads and their big old cheeks. But family is what you make of it. So, you don't get to pick your family, but you get to pick your friends.
You can pick them off.
One by one.
Sure.
Anyways, check out The Wiloughbys if you haven't done so already. It's available on Netflix. It's a really cute movie. I think it's appropriate for all ages.
It is. It's been on for a while now.
Yeah, so hopefully you saw it. So cute. Okay. That's
all right. You want to talk about the other ones all together, or do you want to talk about my other one?
No, talk about now yours.
My other one?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I've been actually really excited for this, and she was supposed to watch this one with me as well. And she kept putting it off, so I finally said screw it and watched it without her. We were supposed to watch this for last week, I believe. We didn't get around to it, so we had this plan all week to watch it. And every time I asked her, not really, sounds too heavy. And finally she just goes, just watch it on your own. Which is, she does this crap to me a lot. When we have a ton of movies to watch, we talk about watching movies and stuff. A lot of the reason times we don't get to watching something is because this one here, oh, yeah, let's watch that tomorrow. Let's watch it this weekend. And then after waiting an entire week, she's like, just watch it without me. And I could have already watched it 14 times by then. Anyway.
My bad.
It's for Spike Lee's latest movie and his first movie on Netflix called Da 5 Bloods.
Duh.
Duh, with a D. Duh, D-A, 5 Bloods.
That movie looked intense. I walked by while you were watching it.
And you were on the end of it, so you got more of it.
Woo! There's some emotion.
It was not what I expected in the best way possible. It is an excellent, excellent movie. It is definitely one of my favorites for this year.
Cool. Wow. Already.
Yeah. And with us having very limited movies, we're 6 months into the year.
Yeah.
And we lost 3.5 months of theatrical stuff. So they're going to have some movies from Netflix end up making the movies of the year this time.
Yeah.
But Da 5 Bloods is definitely on there. It's basically about these 4 guys. You might say, but it's called Da 5. I'm getting to that. It's about these 4 guys who were in Vietnam together with another guy, Da 5. And while they were in Vietnam, they come across a downed plane, and there's a big thing of gold in it.
Of course.
And
it's always
so
gold.
they hide it with the intent to come back and get it once they get out of the thing, because they're pinned down in this field against the Viet Cong. So it's not like
we're in Vietnam.
They weren't running to steal it. They found it. They were like, but we got to store it somewhere because we can't carry this out of here right now, a firefight. And the U.S. government is not going to let you take that home with you.
No way,
So
they keep it for themselves.
yeah. So the problem is,
I didn't say that.
Is now it's jumped years in advance. Now these guys are all old. The 4 that are there that show up, and apparently there had been a mudslide during the war, and it covered the whole area. So they had, all their markers were gone, so they had nowhere to was. But apparently something had happened, and somebody found a tail of the plane, so that told them they knew where it's at now. Yeah. So they decided to go on an adventure to try to find their gold.
Okay.
And now it's not a hostile war zone anymore. It's just Vietnam. So they go back. They go, but the thing is the movie sounded like on the promotionals sounded like more of like just an adventure hunt kind of thing. They're going back to find the treasure, right? Not a super heavy movie, but let me tell you, there is so much more here than that. This movie these are 4 guys that are still dealing with trauma from the war, PTSD. They're dealing with life trauma. They're dealing with the guilt of things that have happened. Yes,
are they all black gentlemen?
They are all black gentlemen.
So is that part of their coming home?
Kind of. It's really the race.
People coming back from Vietnam were not treated well. So I wonder if it was worse.
What's crazy is there wasn't the black thing didn't play a lot into it. Honestly.
Okay. Good.
They were just. I think it was more about. There are a lot of real life videos playing at the beginning and the end. Now there is a big moment that I thought was so awesome to see. I've never seen this in a war movie. If everybody's ever seen this before, let me know because I just may have missed it. But there's a moment in the Vietnam War. Hold on. The movie flashes back and forth between the past, so you're getting told the story of the guys together on the tour of war and finding the stuff, and the guys now in the jungles trying to find it. The reason there's only 4 of them is because obviously one of them didn't come back. The one in the past that didn't come back is played by Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther, right? And so they talk about him through the whole movie, so he might as well be there.
Yeah.
So on the adventure in the present time, it's Delroy Lindo's character is his son. Has come with him to bond with his dad. So now there's actually 5 guys on the journey, but then there's the 5 in the story. And you're getting to hear all this thing, but there's a moment that's really not connected to the rest of the movie as a whole. But I thought it was a very powerful moment where they're all guys are sitting there in the jungle, and they're chilling out and they're listening to the radio and they're hearing about Martin Luther King being murdered, the assassination, and there's nothing they can do about it. And they're hearing it while they're at war for the country that basically murdered him.
Yeah.
And so it shows them just getting so pissed off and angry about everything because they're like, then it becomes, why are we even fighting this war? And this is how we're going to be treated. That does come up later on because one of the guys' whole thing was he wanted this stuff so he can keep the fight going for race and this, this for all that kind of stuff. And so that it does play into the end of the movie. There is a sequence with like a Black Lives Matter thing. Then there's like family stuff. And so there's a lot of elements, but there's like a one sequence. It's in a weird cut at the beginning. It kind of threw me because I'm like, I get what they were doing, but the guys, like they're sitting in a bar and a little boy comes in. He's only got one leg. He's on crutches and he's asking for change.
Yeah.
And the one guy's like, dude, get him out of here. I can't look at him. Get him out of here. He's creeping me out. Get him out of here. Because, they're thinking back about all the kids that were murdered or whatever. And the other guy's like, give him some money. And the kid leaves. So then they all leave the bar. And that same kid, who's kind of a jerk, he throws fireworks at them, which makes all them hit the ground when they start exploding. And then the next scene, it kind of moves on from that. But that kid's, the one-legged aspect of that kid actually plays into something that's important later for the movie.
Okay.
Not in a major storyline. It's literally the end of the movie. So anyway, they go on this journey, but then the normal adventure stuff happens. You have greed. You have other people that find out about it and want it. You have people double-crossing you. You have family issues. You have the secrets coming out. There's people that are sick. There's people that are not who they appear to be anymore. It in a silly way, it reminded me of that movie. Remember all the old guys go to Vegas and they find out one's broke and one's this. It's kind of that idea.
Okay.
And so there's so many elements. But what really surprised me more than anything is there's a ton of violence, but it's bloody violence.
Oh.
Like there's somebody that gets blown up and they're laying there still alive with no arms and no lower half, and their guts and intestines are hanging out. There's people that get shot and blood is spewing everywhere. One of the freakiest things is actually real. Is think it's pretty sure it's real. It may not be, but I'm pretty sure it was. I think I've seen the clip before. They play a clip at the beginning of an American soldier executing a Vietnamese person in the middle of the street, like just pop him in the head, blood spewing out. It was like a real shot. Cool. If I'm not mistaken, it's a real shot. But it's a very powerful movie. Delroy Lindo, who I've always loved anyway, he probably has the most meat because he's the one that you probably heard talking to himself for a long time when you came home at night.
I love him.
He's going on his own and he's talking and
I have to see the photos because I don't remember anybody.
He's going on his own and he's just doing his own thing. But he's the one that's got kind of a bigger secret when it comes out, you find out why he was kind of the one that was so aggressive about everything. I was very excited because I had no idea. They run into another group of people at one point in the jungle. A group of what are those people called that go over and do stuff to help other countries?
Like volunteers or humanitarian efforts?
Yeah, they're kind of a humanitarian group, which is one of them is Paul Walter Hauser, who I love, the guy from Richard Jewell and Black Klansman. This being his second Spike Lee movie, obviously. And then the other guy, I forgot the other guy's name, but he was also in Black Klansman. So there's two of those guys and there's a lady. They show up, which causes a whole nother thing. But it's such a great and powerful movie. It digs at your heart, man. Not in a pulling the strings way, but like just pain. Yeah. Pain and violence and blood. It's intense. The ending of it is not the happiest of endings, but it also is the happy endings because there's closure there too. So it's definitely one that I would watch again. It's up on the top. I think it might be one of, I thought Black Klansman to me was one of Spike Lee's best movies he'd ever done. This one might be above that. So it's awesome. It is exclusively on Netflix as well. I'll watch it again with you.
I'll watch it. I mean, I think just because for me the whole Vietnam story and experience is close to me because my two older uncles went and they were not okay for a long time. I mean,
well, and there's elements that it plays in the end because I don't think it's based on a true story, but just get comfortable down there. There's parts at the end where it's starting to show. You're talking about what the people fight for and this and that, and then it's showing like current stuff. How Spike Lee does, and so there's a lot of politics stuff, and they're not in the way of, hey, believe what I believe, but it does show some of the riot stuff. I think it shows some Trump stuff at the end, and it shows like war stuff at the beginning. So it all kind of comes together. And I read that this is a script apparently, or a book or whatever. It's been around for a while.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was Oliver Stone or somebody else was supposed to make it. It had somebody else completely attached to it, and then it got dropped, and Spike Lee took it and redid it and changed them to black characters because I don't think it was originally going to be black characters. And so it's a whole different movie. It's an excellent, excellent movie. I loved it.
All right. There you go.
Way more violent, bloody, and intense and deep than I anticipated.
I'm all about that. So there you go. Five Bloods.
The Five Bloods. On Netflix now. All right.
Okay. Next. We watched another.
This might be a short show today.
We watched another film together.
Yes, we did.
Y'all, this movie.
It's another movie that we knew nothing about.
Nope. But I was there.
What's it called?
7500.
Starring?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, look at you, girl.
Well, because in the middle, I'm like, no, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, no. Y'all, this movie is crazy. So his character is a pilot, and they're doing a flight from Germany to I don't know where. And
not important.
Doesn't matter. But the 7,500 refers to being up in the air, 7,500 feet, and things.
Well, 7,500 is a code of a high jump.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It has to do with being in flight, though, too. Y'all, this movie is crazy. I had no idea what was happening. I didn't know anything about it.
I didn't either.
I was thinking, oh, something's happened at 7,500, whatever.
Yeah, I knew there was a.
I thought it was an address.
I shared a trailer, but I never got around to watching it.
Woo!
I knew I was worried about going into it because I was like, I hope this isn't going to be lame.
No, it wasn't. It was interesting, the opening of the movie, because you and I are different than I think other people.
In a lot of ways.
No, but so one of the things that we're taught, and you're way better at this than I am, but I try to do really good, is just to be aware of your surroundings. It's one of, in martial arts, it's one of the things. To avoid any kind of confrontation, you got to be a step ahead. So for example, if we go to a restaurant or whatever, this lovely man and my dad, and now me too, like we will never sit with our back towards the entrance because somebody could come in and you won't see it happen.
But she has to when she's with me.
I do. And, you know, my dad and I will sit together on the same side looking at. And then I even, like when we're in big restaurants, it's real crowded. Why, you know, I'm like, okay, where's the other door? So there's 2 exits.
What's funny is when we go somewhere and she comes to me, the servers always look confused because they'll always pull a seat out for the lady, like they're supposed to. But it's usually inevitably the seat that I'm going to be sitting in. And so then you're always like, is that seat okay for you? And so it makes it look like this weird subservient relationship. Where you're
and also the fact that I purposely walk like a step behind you on purpose. That's also,
I got her trained.
No, but that's my safety protocol for me. Is if there's going to be an attack, you're going to be the first one to take it, and Mama's going to run.
Yeah, this has been an ongoing thing that she tends to leave me there to run and puts me in danger.
No, but that's always just been the thing. I will always walk a step behind you on purpose. So if anything happens,
because she knows her place. That's why.
It's a thing, but. I don't know. So anyways, the opening of the movie is just showing you people walking through an airport.
It's basically, I wrote in the review, what I looked at it is it's showing you the video footage for surveillance that people would have used to investigate what have happened and what they're looking for. But on the surface, since you don't know what's about to happen in the movie, in theory, it looks like just very mundane, boring videos, because nothing's overly exciting happening.
No,
but it's very mundane, average, everyday people doing everyday things. There's nothing suspicious about it.
We are ordinary people.
Yeah, if you just watch it, there's nothing suspicious about it.
And then immediately I turned to you and I'm like, oh, if we were those normal movie people, we'd be bored. But I was like all over that, and I was like,
yeah, if you just let it play out, because it had the credits going.
Oh no,
But it's very important because it is
it.
setting up, because there's a couple elements that they don't really explain to you. But if you paid attention to what happened in the opening, you know exactly how they pulled it off. Because, and I don't want to spoil it, but there's one element of that people always question how you get weapons on a plane when they're going through all those things. They had a very clever way of doing what they did that they don't explain. That if you don't see what they did at the beginning,
but it was smart,
you don't really get how they pulled it off. So, needless to say, once you get past the credit thing and
it starts off like a normal flight. Great, everything's happening. What do you want to drink? What do you want to eat?
And once you enter the cockpit with the pilots, you never leave the cockpit again. The whole movie is in the cockpit. It was interesting.
Did you notice at the beginning that when the lady pulled the curtain, that the guy was here doing one of these things with his leg to look through the curtain? I don't know if you caught that. It was very subtle.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about from the other
very
side.
Beginning. Yeah.
I thought you know with the pilot. I'm like,
no, he was doing one of, y'all can't see me.
Yeah, she's moving it with her feet.
So
don't show your weird feet to people. Yeah,
my feet are cute. Anyways, yeah, so then craziness, madness ensues, and we are in the cockpit with the pilots through this whole adventure.
Yeah.
And it is intense, man.
I want to know who, when they filmed that, because there's a moment, if they recorded it or somebody's job was just banging on the door. Because there's a long time that they're just banging on the door to try to get into the cockpit, and dialogue is happening and things are going on, but that banging is still happening in the background.
And you know what I appreciated? Finally, I appreciate this about a well-edited movie. You could hear him talking, you could hear the banging, and I understood what was happening. We have so many struggles just with music being too loud and you can't hear dialogue. But this
and it doesn't help me because I can't hear for crap.
But you can hear, like, he's on the radio talking to the guy, and the banging's happening, and you kind of get a glimpse, like they're grabbing things and trying to throw it at the door.
Because it's looking through the camera from inside the cockpit, so what they can see out their little screen, there's a camera outside the door, so they can see the stewardesses and whatever. So they're seeing the guys that are trying to fight and get in and fighting it, and
it's intense, man. It's awesome. And then it brings up one of the things that I've always said, like, why doesn't everybody get together and just rush the guys? I mean, that comes up in the movie, you know, and I know you're like, people are afraid of getting hurt.
Well, it is. It's that double-edged thing of
somebody is going to get hurt.
Like, I always think the same thing, too. It's like, look, like with one of the hijackers of 9/11, all they had was a box cutter. And like, okay, all the people could have taken them down because they had no guns.
Yeah.
They just have a knife. But
Somebody.
are you going to be that person that gets cut? And that's where the fear kicks in.
But that's what I was telling you. What you do is you take your seat cushion, you put it on.
She had a whole battle
on.
thing happening, but there's no way to. What she was doing was not logically able to happen.
Yes.
No, you have no way to strap it on.
Yes, you do. They have the extender belts for the large people. Or
you have to get one. What if you don't have one?
They have them up in the thing, La Senora, in the back.
Yeah, and you got to get up. You got to get that. They're going to see you.
You stand up as a crowd and go get the thing, bring it back. I mean,
your logic is flawed because your entire plan
consists of
you needing to move around the plane to do things.
Here's what you do. You get the emergency life vest, you throw it on the guy, you pull it from behind, and he's like,
okay, well, here's the issue is most of the time they're watching, they're usually standing there watching.
I have ideas of how to fight back,
you have
but
ideas,
you just have to do it
most
together.
Most of your ideas won't work because of the way you execute.
You have to do it together.
But it is. There's a whole mentality of survival. There's a whole mentality of self-preservation. It takes a special kind of person, and we can talk all kinds of trash, have all kinds of training.
In that situation,
nobody knows what you're going to do until you get there.
Yeah.
And the problem is, if you're the first one in the line of fire to do something, you're likely going to be the one that gets the most hurt.
You're going to get hurt.
And so nobody wants to be that person, and that's the problem.
What if we throw things at them? Throw a fire extinguisher at their head.
You got to get the fire extinguisher first.
There's one in the back.
Okay, you keep saying there's one in the back, but usually there's people watching you, and you think you're going to run through. You've seen people trying to walk through a plane on average.
That's true. Oh, and if you're a larger person, or if you're somebody with bad balance, or if you're just so many problems. I know those planes are like this big. Anyway, I don't know, man.
I also like that it plays up a lot of real life scenarios of you have to have that balance of. The pilots are always told, do not let anyone in the cockpit, no matter what. And this one has a big element of him trying to do the right thing, trying to keep the passengers safe, take control. Because once you lose control of the plane, it's over.
Man.
And he has to make some major.
Goodness, by the way.
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, because
do you know he hasn't been in a movie since 2016?
Really?
Yeah, his last one was that one where he played Snowden.
What was he been doing?
He took time off to take care of his children.
Oh, that's nice.
I was reading an article. I'm like, where's he been? And it said, after Snowden, he took time off.
That was an intense one too. I'm sure.
Did you ever watch it?
No.
That was an excellent movie.
This is intense, y'all. And he does such a good job in this because he's having to maintain this.
He had to carry the whole movie himself.
Composure of, I got to get this plane. They're talking to me. I can't open the door. These people are banging on their door. They're threatening to do whatever, hurt people, who knows what. And he's seeing it, but he can't do anything. And so he's on there like, please don't hurt anyone. We'll get you a plane with fuel. We'll do whatever you want.
My favorite is when he yells to the crowd, there's only 3 of them, and this is all they have. Get them, get them.
That's what I'm saying. He gets on. He's like, everybody, rush the front. You can do it. And that's the thing. Would you do it? I would do it.
I mean, right now, I'd say yes. I would do it.
But I would say yes, too. But
I think also what would happen. And
the problem is the aisle's this big.
Well, I think also the way someone like me thinks is I would also be trying to determine every element of how it would play out and where you can go and how you could do it, and would constantly second guess. So, okay, I got to get to them, but before I get to them, you got to do this. Well, if I attack him right here, there's a little kid sitting right here, and this little kid could get killed. And there's so many elements that plays out when you start thinking that way to make a plan.
Where the easiest at him.
A what?
Seatbelt.
Well,
Babe, the extender belt that comes off.
I know what you're talking about.
These things.
But if you don't have the extender belt, none of that's going to work.
But they have them.
Okay.
I know. I've got all these.
They also have flare guns and everything else. But if you don't have any of those things in your hand, none of your plans work.
If we could shoot a flare gun at it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right.
I don't know.
Anyway, but it's one of those movies that it's got a lot of real life elements to it. And so it can be dull at times. Depending on how you look at it. I found it, once it gets into the meat of things happening, I found it fairly intense. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is amazing in it.
He is amazing. Yeah.
I think he's one of the...
I love him anyway.
I think
he's been one of my favorites.
He's one of the finest actors, especially coming from being a child actor and to grow up into...
What was he as a child?
He was on the TV show Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh, was he? Oh, he was that guy.
He was
the alien kids.
Yeah.
I remember.
I love his movie Don John that he directed too.
I love that movie.
That movie I don't think did as well as everybody
It was so fun though.
but with him and Scarlett Johansson talking like this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it was a really surprise movie that I didn't expect it to be. Now, it was not supposed to star Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, really?
He came to it later because the original star had to back out for scheduling.
Oh.
It was originally supposed to be Paul Dano.
Oh, I am so happy.
You know
I apologize, Paul Dano. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I know you do.
I don't care. You know what? I'm going to go back and try to give him a chance.
He's a great actor. Well, you're going to have to because he's playing the Riddler.
You know what? Let me go watch that Beach Boys movie. And that was him, right? What about that movie with him and Harry Potter?
Oh, I love that movie about the island.
I'll try to give him a chance.
Swiss Army Man.
You know, there's just some people or actors, you see them and their face is just off-putting to you.
I have to tell you the Swiss Army Man story.
For you, that's Angelina Jolie or Nicole Kidman.
No, Angelina Jolie's face doesn't bother me.
Nicole Kidman's face?
No, she just annoys me. I don't have anybody's face just annoys me.
I do.
I have to tell you the Swiss Army Man story. It's really funny.
Okay. Oh, no. Yes, because, well,
I really wanted to see that movie. If you haven't ever seen it, it's a great movie. Really have been wanting to see it. She kept saying no, whatever. So we go to the theater to see something, and whatever we wanted was either sold out or we were late or whatever it was. So we're like, is there anything else to watch? We're here. I was like, well, there's Swiss Army Man. So she didn't remember what it was. I just told her Harry Potter's in it.
Okay.
And she goes, okay, let's watch. So we buy tickets. We sit down. So we're starting to sit down. Did it actually start?
No.
I think we were just talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, it's got this guy. And you're like, who is that? And I showed her the picture on IMDb, and she goes, oh, I don't want to watch this movie. We left. I had to go back by myself to watch it later because she did not want to watch it all because Paul Dano was in the movie.
Because I don't like his face. And
I'm like, I thought she was joking when she goes, I want to leave. I don't want to watch this. I'm like, are you kidding me? She goes, no, I'm serious. She's that kind of jerk.
But you are the most loving, caring man, and you're like, okay. Like that, and the only other reason I will walk out of a theater is if I have to
poop.
No.
Oh.
Like get my money back. Why?
Oh, if you have to sit on the front row.
If I have to sit on the front row, Mama will not do it. Unless it's at Alamo. Alamo Draft House is fine.
We don't know about choice. But what's funny is I'll never forget us going to a screening. I believe it was for Borat.
I don't know why. I didn't even see Borat. So did we leave? Because I have no memory.
No, we watched the movie.
I have no memory.
Was it Borat or was it the other one?
Probably the other one. I've never seen Borat all the way through.
Well, there was another one that we were sitting in the front row. The whole time she was like this. And this is before we were reviewers, so it was like a wait in line thing. We didn't have the clout we have these days.
Yeah.
She was the whole time.
But now, if that's the only seat left, I'll just ask for my money and leave. Like I'm not even going to do that.
That's what I have to deal with.
But now, I think when we go back to theaters next month, it's going to be a whole new world. I don't even know what to expect.
We're going to expect to go into a theater. And
I know, but like, how many seats are there?
Well, they're supposed to be keeping like a seat or two between people, so it's going to be a limited amount of theater. But they're saying the upside is they're going to have more of the same movie showing in more theaters. So they said they may be able to still seat the same amount of people they would have set for that movie anyway. So they're not going to lose box office numbers technically based on seating. They just don't have the same amount of movies to show.
Right.
So when Tenet comes out,
they'll make it up in volume.
They may have every single screen showing Tenet.
Right.
So nobody's technically sold out.
Because there's only 20 people or whatever in a theater.
Yeah. And then the same thing when Mulan comes out after that.
Yeah. We have to wear a mask and everything too. So, and just sneak some popcorn and be like.
Did you see somebody picture? I think it was a Hispanic guy. He had a homemade mask, but it was the top of one of like those wet wipe things with the clips. You know, the hole that pops open.
Yeah.
His mask was made of that, so he had the hole in the front. So he'd pop it and drink his beer and then close it.
That's funny.
Anyway. So yes, 7500 is on. I guess it's on digital now. It hit Friday. It might be at some of the drive-ins. But it's on demand digital. If you can find it, check it out. I think it's on Amazon. I think it's an Amazon original movie, so you probably find it on Amazon. I don't know how much it runs to rent it or whatever, but
check it out. Watch it now on Prime Video.
Yeah, check it out. It's a great movie. If it's part of Prime, it may be free.
Yeah, it says included with Prime.
Oh, so if you have Amazon Prime, go watch 7500. It's on there right now.
Yeah, look at that. Watch it now for free, man. Y'all need to watch this movie. It is amazing. Oh, here it is. When terrorists try to seize the control of a plane from Berlin to Paris. A soft-spoken young American co-pilot struggles to save the lives of his passengers and crew while forging a surprising connection with one of the hijackers.
Which is a weird, interesting twist that they deal with. That's not just, hey, we're friends now.
No, not at all. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. And this one is a little bit violent, and there's some...
It's not Defy Blood's violent, but it is violent.
No, there's some
and it has a very abrupt
language.
ending.
Yes, but...
when it ends, you're just like, is that it?
Yeah.
But it makes sense when the bigger picture, when you think about it, because the whole movie takes place in one spot. So once it leaves the cockpit, it's over.
This movie is crazy. And that's the other thing that's always intriguing to me. Like, a great movie doesn't have to be big set-wise. I mean, because, like, from here, I can see that movie about the train. Like, when all the action takes place in a car, a single train car. They're trained to Busan or whatever.
You haven't seen that.
Oh, you've told me about it.
Oh, it's a zombie movie.
Yeah. So, or there's that other movie about a train. I mean, and everything, it can be a small set, but the story is big.
Trespass. Perfect example. Where the guys, when the guy with Bill Paxton and William Sadler and Ice Cube and Ice-T, and the whole movie takes place in that one building.
One building. Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about movies. And allow yourself to enjoy the film.
There's a movie called, I believe, it's a Whoopi Goldberg movie. I believe it's called Telephone.
When she's in that booth and she can't leave.
No, that's
Jumpin' Jack Flash. But there's another movie about somebody that they're not allowed to leave a telephone or someone's going to die or something.
That's Cellular, I think.
Okay.
With Colin Farrell.
I don't know.
I believe that's it. But no, this one is it's a movie. I believe it's called Telephone. I believe it's Whoopi Goldberg. It was a very small movie. I remember loving it though. But it's this lady at her house. Are you trying to? Yeah. It's an old movie. I think that's what it's called.
Why don't we go to Whoopi?
It's an older movie. It's got to be back around the Jumpin' Jack Flash era. I don't have my glasses on, so when you pull it up, I want to tell people about it. You have to scroll down pretty far, though. I thought it was called Telephone, but it may be called something else.
How far?
We need to get into the 80s and 90s, probably. Hold on, people. Just bear with us for a second. I want to find what it is.
Okay.
No, that's before that. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm trying to see this here. Or the phone call or something like that.
I'm going to just go do a search.
Hold on. Keep going down.
Telephone. The telephone.
The telephone. That's what it is. And if I'm not mistaken, that entire movie takes place in just her apartment.
Yeah.
And it's just her dealing with the phone calls.
Yeah.
So that's another one of those kind of movies. But that was all that just to say that.
No, but I love it. Returns to her apartment. She shares with her pet goldfish and an owl. On the answering machine, listens to messages. Here's an agent reminder of an audition. Well, notification of overdue telephone bill. She hears a message from her former whatever, Larry. Okay, dialing different time. Later, former agent, whatever.
You know we're still doing a show, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to see. Anyways, that's what I love about this movie, though, too. It's intense. There's a lot happening. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of emotion. That Joseph Gordon-Levitt kid is good, man. He's good people. I swear he's a super nice dude. I don't know him for real.
His Twitter is always kind of fun, too, because he's always, hey, post your film here. Or, hey,
and the space is probably smaller than this room, but it is packed full of emotion. It is a big, big movie. Good movie. And there is a lot happening with the hijackers because you do get a little insight into that. I mean, there's like probably 4 different stories happening at the same time, but it's all taking place in this one little space. Yeah. So it's cool. Check it out.
Cool.
Amazon.
That's pretty much it we got this week.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see what's happening.
All right. Do you want me to talk about mine?
Yeah.
Well, you have a couple of contests going. I extended the SpongeBob one out there, but it is definitely ending this week. I have 2 other ones. One's up there, one is not. I haven't posted the other one yet. We're giving away the, excuse me, sorry about that, the 20th anniversary 4K Steelbook edition of Gladiator, the Russell Crowe Oscar winner in the film, winner of 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. So we got this. It's got the 4K, the Blu-ray, the digital copy. So for some reason you don't have 4K, but you got Blu-ray. There you go. It's got a bunch of bonus features. And another one just like that, but this contest is already posted, so go on there and enter the contest.
Okay.
The other one I'll be posting this week is for the 40th anniversary Friday the 13th.
How is it that these movies are this old?
This is also a steelbook edition. This is just Blu-ray. It's not 4K.
Oh my god!
But it is the original Friday the 13th. So if you're a fan, or you've never seen it, this is a good chance to get a free copy. So watch the site. This will be popping up soon.
I can't believe we're this old. That things are 40 years old now.
I'm 46 years old.
I know. I mean, but
that means this movie came out when I was 6 years old.
I mean, yeah, but that's insane. Okay, sorry.
We're grandparents now.
That's true.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You heard me right. We're grandparents.
Take that. All right. Is it my turn? Did you talk about everything?
I did not talk about what's coming out this.
Okay.
This week's kind of a small week, really.
Yeah.
We've got South Park, the complete 23rd season.
Whoa.
Is coming out on Blu-ray and DVD. And then the only other big one, I guess, is Pennyworth, the complete first season is coming out. So, which I believe was on.
But that's good because we wanted to watch it. It was on one of the BBC channels, I think, that we didn't have access to.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to
It's like the early days of Alfred Pennyworth from Batman during his spy days.
So I hope we can go get a copy.
Yeah.
All right. Coming out on the line.
On the line.
There's some movie streaming called Run with the Hunted. Don't know anything. Somebody gets killed, has to run away, come back. Don't know. This movie, I think we've been waiting on forever. Finally available.
It was supposed last year.
My Spy coming to Prime Video. It's the one with the wrestler dude, Dave Bautista, and the little girl, and finds out he's a spy, so he's not doing very good at that, is he? Something streaming online called House of the Hummingbird. It looks like an Asian production, and I'm excited about that because, I love me some Asian cinema.
Can't wait for Irresistible.
Irresistible, streaming online.
That's a movie directed by Jon Stewart.
Oh.
It stars Steve Carell and Chris Cooper, and what is the lady in it? Rose Byrne.
And Natasha Lyonne.
It's a political film.
Jackie Q.
Yeah, this is the one where they're trying to get that ex-Marine or soldier or somebody.
Retired Marine.
They're trying to get him to run for office.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Also streaming online, something called The Audition, has to do with a violin player, so I'm watching it. Don't know.
That's not the one I thought it was.
Don't know what that's about.
That's
streaming online, something called The Guest Artist. Don't know anything about that either. On Netflix, Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga. I have no idea, but it has Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams, so I'm assuming it's a funny.
Oh, I know what that is. Oh my God. I didn't realize. What is that going to be on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're watching that. They released a video of them two.
As a group or something, right?
Yeah, but it was, did you say it was Will Ferrell and who?
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah. They were singing Viking rock songs. They were dressed as Vikings and they were walking on the beach. And I thought it was like some just weird video. Then found out it's actually some kind of a movie.
It's some musical competition. I don't know. We'll see it. So Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire Saga.
That show looks ridiculous.
It's going to be funny. And then also on Prime Video, we have Madagascar, The Real Madagascar, the story of 3 women fighting for survival of their families and education of their children in Madagascar. Looks interesting, actually. We should learn more about other cultures.
You Should Have Left, or They Should Have Left, that we didn't get to watch this weekend, which was the Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon creepy movie.
Made a Seyfried movie.
Well, I think what I'm thinking. I don't know if you're thinking what I'm thinking. But
trying to take over the world?
Yes. No, but what I'm thinking the movie is going to end up being, I don't know if it's haunted or if there's something that makes them go crazy.
Well, it's from the same person that made The Star of Echoes. So.
Y'all, I have been missing me some Kevin Bacon. I didn't realize it. I like Kevin Bacon, man. He seems like a nice dude.
I like Kevin Bacon. I just wish he had married someone named Eggs.
What is this home record? Did we miss something?
Which one?
No,
I have stuff for that.
Okay. All right. So
I guess
that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.
And I know we still haven't done our shows this week. This week was insane.
Tuesday on TV Tuesday, our grandchild was born.
Yeah. And then my mother was in the hospital all week, so I was dealing with that.
And then Wednesday was your
birthday.
Wednesday
was my birthday. And then it was all day Thursday I had to spend at the hospital helping take care of my mom.
Oh, and I was here waiting for an order that didn't show up until the middle of the night.
Yes, we were waiting for an IKEA order that was supposed to be here on Thursday. Did not show up. No. I literally waited until 2 a.m. because I was still getting messages. No, it was Thursday.
The week before?
No, it was on the 18th.
Okay.
It was on Thursday.
No, but remember there was a day that it didn't come because the truck
It was
broke
Sunday.
down.
Sorry, that was Sunday.
Sunday.
Sorry, last Sunday. So during our show, we were freaking out. That's right.
Yes, because
we had to do the door
open, and I was ready.
And I told everybody before the show started we might have to leave. So update. They kept sending me updates.
Never showed up.
It was delayed, and so I waited about 2 a.m. with nothing. I had to call them the next day for them to tell me, "Oh, sorry, the truck broke down." That's literally all they said.
Yeah.
No, it's on its way today. We're sorry. They just said the truck broke down and they couldn't deliver it. So I waited for them to give me the update. And I finally said, "So what time is it coming today?" The common sense dictates if you didn't deliver something on the day it was supposed to be delivered and it was your fault it wasn't delivered, then you deliver that first before you deliver the other things, correct? That's how normal business should work. And she's like, "Oh, they can't deliver it today. It's going to have to be Thursday." So that's why the Thursday happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What do you mean it's got to be Thursday? I've already been waiting since April for this order." And I didn't blame them because we were dealing with coronavirus. That's why it got delayed so long. And she's like, "Well, because we have a schedule we have to stick to." That was the words I said. "Are you shitting me? Did you just say that to me?" I said, "You didn't stick to the schedule yesterday." "Well, that's why we have to reschedule it." I said, "So don't you think that people that have their schedule should be put off a little bit because the person that already had one before them didn't get their stuff?" So needless to say, it was fine. It was still delivered 2.5 hours past when they said it was going to be here on Thursday.
And it wasn't what you thought it was.
And it was not what I wanted. I made it work because I think it would be more effort to return it, but I'm going to have to place more orders to finish it. So my project will be done in 2043.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We don't know.
It's maybe.
Yeah.
So F IKEA. I hate IKEA. I should have known better. I hated them before I ordered them.
Yeah, because we didn't like it before.
Yeah. So
Walking
once I finish this project,
like a little gerbil. No.
Once I finish this project, IKEA is dead to me.
Oh well.
Anyway.
We knew that to begin with.
Yeah.
I think the only thing good at IKEA is what?
Nothing. Leaving.
The meatballs. That's what people go buy the meatballs.
I don't get that. I'm sorry. I don't care how good their meatball might be. There's no way a meatball at IKEA is good enough to justify anything there. Sorry.
Who knows?
I guarantee the meatball ain't that good.
Probably not. We probably make better ones ourselves.
If you think the meatballs are that good, you probably never had a really good meatball.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, well.
It's like saying, "Oh, the meatballs are amazing at Domino's." Sorry, no.
Yeah.
They're edible and they're fine, but no.
What the heck?
Anyway, don't watching that stuff.
I don't even want to know.
Anyway, that's all for now. My angry rant.
Yes. So
I am going to attempt to be here for Martial Art Movie Monday tomorrow, and we're going to attempt to be here for TV Tuesday, but it might be a night show because we're going to, in theory, get to meet our grandchild for the first time. Not our great-grandchild, our grandchild. Because we haven't met her yet.
Not yet.
So in theory, we're going to meet her on Tuesday, but we'll see what happens. Huh?
Meet her. No, Tuesday.
Tuesday. In theory.
There you go. It'll work out.
Depending on weather and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That's right. So anyway, do your thing, girl.
All right. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. Thank you for watching us on YouTube and on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, and we're all also on the Twitter at Hollywood Matter, MATR. Don't forget to check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com. Go up to the top where it says contest, because that's where the free stuff is. Your turn.
I was doing a dramatic pause.
Oh, okay.
You mess up everything I do, woman.
That's what I'm here for.
And theoretically, we'll be back for another episode of Martial Art Movie Monday tomorrow and TV Tuesday on Tuesday. But we will for sure be here on Sunday, in theory, for another episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live, where we're only 2 episodes away, or actually 1 episode away from our 200th episode. So I don't know if we'll be able to do anything special.
We need to do something big.
The big thing might be we have another episode. Who knows?
Okay.
But either way, we'll be back to talk about more nonsense at that time.
All right.
All right. Everybody be nice to each other.
Much.
Wear your masks. Let's get over this nonsense and listen to what other people have to say.
Bye.
Peace and love. Bye. That was my romantic voice.
That was weird.